Have you ever felt like you're carrying a weight you can't quite see? A weight that presses on your shoulders, tightens your chest, and lingers in the back of your mind, even when nothing seems wrong on the surface? It's not a burden you can put down, and it's not always something you can name, but it's there, in the rush between meetings, in the endless scrolling through your phone, in the quiet moments when you're alone, but your mind refuses to be still. We live in a world of unrelenting motion, a world where success is measured by how busy you are, how fast you move, and how many things you can juggle at once. We wake up to alarm clocks before the sun. We drown ourselves in notifications, deadlines, and expectations. And somewhere in the blur of doing, achieving, and chasing, we lose something essential. We lose ourselves. It wasn't always like this. Centuries ago, people measured time by the rising and setting of the sun. Life moved at the pace of seasons, not of seconds. Work was done with hands and hearts, not screens and schedules. And while there was hardship, there was also space. Space for silence, space for presence, space for simply being. But now, we've filled every space. Every idle moment is an opportunity to catch up, to check in, to scroll down. We wear busyness like a badge of honor, proof that we matter, proof that we're moving forward. Yet deep inside, we are exhausted, not just physically, but spiritually. We are weary in ways we don't always recognize, disconnected from our own breath, from our own hearts, and from the people right in front of us. And so we come to the question, why? Why are we so stressed, so restless, so uneasy in a world that, on paper, offers more convenience and comfort than any generation before us? Is it simply the pace of modern life? Or is it something deeper? A forgetting of something ancient, something essential? You see, long before mindfulness became a buzzword, long before meditation apps and wellness retreats, there was a man named Siddhartha, a prince who saw that even amidst luxury, the human heart could suffer, that no matter how much wealth, power, or pleasure we gather, it will never quiet the storm inside. He left his palace not because he hated the world, but because he wanted to understand it, to understand suffering, and more importantly, to understand freedom. His teachings were simple, yet profound. He spoke of dukkha, a word often translated as suffering, but perhaps more accurately described as the persistent dissatisfaction that shadows our lives. That gnawing sense that something is always missing, that life, as it is never quite enough. Sound familiar? It's the same feeling that makes you reach for your phone the moment you wake up, the same unease that lingers in the quiet, urging you to fill it with noise. It's the invisible weight we carry every single day. But here's the beautiful part. The Buddha didn't just diagnose the problem. He offered a path, a way to be in the world without being consumed by it, a way to move through stress, through chaos, through busyness, without losing yourself. That path begins with something so deceptively simple, we often overlook it. It begins with a breath, this one, right now. This is where mindfulness enters the story, not as a trendy practice or a quick fix, but as an ancient, enduring wisdom, a way of living that invites us to return, moment by moment, to the only place where life truly exists, the present. Because while we chase after futures we cannot control and mourn pasts we cannot change, life itself quietly happens, here, in this very moment. And if we don't learn to be here, to truly be here, we risk reaching the end of our lives having never truly lived. That's what this journey is about. Not escaping the world, not retreating to a mountaintop, but learning how to be fully alive, fully awake, right where you are. Imagine holding a cup of tea in your hands. The warmth seeps gently through the porcelain, grounding you. You watch the steam rise, swirl, and dance into the air. You notice the delicate aroma, the subtle flavor waiting just beneath the surface. In this simple act, the entire world quiets. This is mindfulness, the art of rediscovering the present moment. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, not the to-do list that looms over your head, but this very breath, this very sip, this very heartbeat. For many of us, the present moment feels like a fleeting ghost. We grasp for it, but it slips away, tangled in worries, distractions, and regrets. Our minds race ahead to future fears or cling to past mistakes. We become passengers on a runaway train of thoughts, rarely aware of where we truly are. But mindfulness asks us to step off the train, to pause, to return. The word itself, mindfulness, comes from the ancient Pali term sati, which means to remember or to be aware. In Buddhist teachings, sati is the foundation of awakening, a clear, focused attention on the here and now. It is not about emptying the mind, as some might think. It's about noticing what is happening without judgment or resistance, observing thoughts, feelings, and sensations like clouds passing through the sky. You do not need to chase them or push them away. Simply see them, accept them, let them be. Scientific research today echoes what the Buddha taught over 2 millennia ago. Mindfulness practice changes the brain, strengthens focus, and reduces anxiety. But more than that, it restores a lost connection, the connection to ourselves. Why is this so important? Because life happens in the present, not in the past that no longer exists, not in the future that has yet to arrive. All the joy, sorrow, pain, and peace, they live here, in this moment. When we're fully present, we awaken to life's richness. The chirping of birds outside your window, the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the subtle rise and fall of your chest as you breathe. This is the treasure we've been searching for. I remember a story of an old Zen master who held up a simple cup of tea to his student. "See this tea," he said. "Don't think about tomorrow. Don't think about yesterday. Just drink, fully, completely." The student looked puzzled but followed the instruction. In that moment, something shifted. The worries melted away. The mind quieted. And for the first time in a long time, he was truly here. This is the power of mindfulness. It's not something you need to schedule or force. It's a gentle invitation to live your life one moment at a time. And the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. You don't have to meditate for hours. You don't need a special place or perfect conditions. You simply need to come back, again and again, to the breath, to the moment, to yourself. In the chaos of a busy life, mindfulness is your anchor, a way to steady your mind and calm your heart, no matter the storm outside. But how do we bring this awareness into our day-to-day lives when distractions are endless and stress pulls us in every direction? Life isn't always peaceful. In fact, most days feel like a storm swirling around us, loud, unpredictable, relentless. Work deadlines pile up, kids need attention, emails flood your inbox, bills demand payment, and somewhere between the chaos, your mind races, your heart pounds, and the invisible weight grows heavier. How can we possibly be mindful when everything screams for our attention? How do we find calm when life feels like a hurricane? This is the true test of mindfulness, practicing presence not only in moments of silence, but in the middle of chaos. Let me tell you a story. There was a single mother named Maya, balancing a full-time job and caring for 2 young children. Every day was a whirlwind. Breakfast to bedtime, meetings to play dates, errands to laundry. Most nights she collapsed into bed exhausted, her mind swirling with worries and to-do lists that never seemed to end. One day, overwhelmed and on the verge of burnout, Maya remembered something she once heard about mindfulness. She decided to try. not by running away or finding quiet retreats, but right there in the thick of her busy life. At the breakfast table, instead of rushing through her coffee, she paused. She felt the warmth of the mug in her hands. She noticed the aroma. She took a slow, deliberate sip. It was a small moment, almost insignificant, but it was the beginning of a shift. Over time, Maya began weaving mindfulness into her chaotic days. She tuned into her breath while waiting in traffic. She noticed the feel of her feet on the ground during quick walks to the mailbox. She took short, silent pauses before answering an urgent call. She became more present, not by escaping the chaos, but by being fully there in it. And with this presence came a surprising discovery. She could respond to challenges with calm instead of reaction. She could find pockets of peace even when life was noisy. This is the essence of mindfulness in the midst of chaos. It's not about waiting for perfect conditions or a quiet room. It's about being here, now, wherever you are, whatever is happening. When you bring mindful awareness to ordinary activities, you transform them. The mundane becomes sacred, the hectic becomes manageable, and the present moment becomes a refuge, even in turmoil. Here are a few ways you can practice mindfulness throughout your busy day. Focus on your breath. Even a few conscious breaths can reset your nervous system and bring you back to center. Notice your senses. What can you see, hear, feel, taste, or smell right now? Let your senses ground you in reality. Single task with intention. Try to give your full attention to one task, even if it's just washing the dishes or typing an email. Pause before reacting. When stress spikes, take a moment, breathe. Choose your response instead of reacting impulsively. Be kind to yourself. Mindfulness isn't perfection, it's practice. Some moments will slip away, and that's okay. In the heart of a busy life, mindfulness becomes a radical act of self-care and self-respect. It reminds you, you are not your to-do list. You are not your stress. You are not the chaos swirling around you. You are a being capable of calm, of presence, of peace. And this peace is not something far away or unattainable. It is always here, waiting for you to notice it. But mindfulness also teaches us something deeper about stress itself. That stress, like all of life's challenges, holds a secret. It is not just a problem to fix or an enemy to fight. Stress can be a teacher, a guide showing us where we need to pay attention, where we need to grow. Stress. It's a word we hear every day. Something almost everyone wants to eliminate. A force that feels like an enemy, draining our energy and peace. But what if I told you stress could be something else? Not just a burden or a threat, but a wise teacher disguised in challenge. In the ancient Buddhist tradition, suffering and difficulty aren't seen as mere obstacles. They are doors to deeper understanding, opportunities for awakening. Think about it. Stress often arises when our expectations collide with reality, when we resist what is, when we cling to how we wish things would be. Our minds create stories about what should happen, what must be perfect, what cannot be tolerated. And when reality deviates, anxiety and tension flood in. This resistance, the gap between expectation and reality, is the root of much suffering. But when we shift our perspective, stress becomes a powerful mirror, reflecting where we are out of balance, where we're disconnected from ourselves, from others, from the present moment. Mindfulness invites us to approach stress not with avoidance or fear, but with curiosity and kindness. Ask yourself, what is this stress trying to show me? What thoughts or feelings lie beneath it? How does my body experience it? Instead of pushing stress away, what if you could meet it like an old friend? Feel the tightness in your chest or the tension in your shoulders. Notice the rapid beating of your heart. Acknowledge the worry swirling in your mind. without judgment. This simple awareness begins to dissolve the hold stress has over you. It transforms from a wild storm into a passing cloud. And in that space of mindful observation, something remarkable happens. You begin to see that you are not your stress. You are the sky, vast, open, unchanging, while stress is the weather that comes and goes. Here's a story from a Zen master named Thich Nhat Hanh, who taught that when we embrace our pain with mindfulness, it loses its power to overwhelm us. He said, "When you love someone, the best thing you can offer is your presence. How can you love if you are not there?" The same is true for stress. By being fully present with it, by embracing it gently and openly, we free ourselves from its grip. This doesn't mean stress disappears instantly, but it means you can hold it without being crushed. You can learn from it, grow with it, and ultimately transform it. Practicing this takes patience and compassion. Here are some ways to turn stress into a teacher. Label your emotions. Name what you're feeling. Anxiety, frustration, overwhelm. Giving it a name reduces its mystery and power. Tune into your body. Stress is not just mental. Notice physical sensations and breathe into them. Use mindful breathing. A few deep, slow breaths can calm your nervous system and create space. Reflect on the lesson. Ask, what is this stress teaching me about my needs, boundaries, or beliefs? Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself as you navigate difficult emotions. You are human, after all. Stress, when embraced mindfully, becomes a doorway to self-awareness, resilience, and profound peace. And this is not just philosophy. Modern science confirms that mindful awareness of stress changes brain patterns, lowers inflammation, and improves emotional regulation. It's a powerful synergy between ancient wisdom and contemporary knowledge. But mindfulness isn't just about managing stress. It's about cultivating qualities that allow us to thrive. Qualities like compassion for ourselves and others, patience in the face of life's inevitable ups and downs, gratitude for moments of beauty amid struggle. Living mindfully in a busy world isn't about escaping life's demands. It's about weaving awareness into your daily rhythm, like threads of calm running through the fabric of your day. Imagine this. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by your schedule, you greet each moment with intention and presence. The chaos doesn't disappear, but your relationship to it transforms. You become the steady eye in the storm, grounded and clear. How do we get there? By cultivating mindful habits, simple, practical practices that help you stay connected to the present, no matter how hectic life becomes. Let's explore some of these habits together. 1. Morning mindfulness rituals. Start your day with a few minutes of quiet presence. It doesn't have to be complicated or long, just a deep breath as you wake. A moment to set your intention. Today, I will be present. Or a brief meditation, focusing on the breath, the body, or a simple mantra. This gentle start shapes the tone for the whole day. 2. Mindful eating. How often do you eat while distracted, scrolling on your phone, rushing out the door, or watching TV? Mindful eating invites you to slow down. Notice the colors, textures, and flavors of your food. Chew slowly. Savor each bite. This practice reconnects you to your body and nourishes more than just hunger. 3. Single tasking. Multitasking may seem like a necessity, but it fragments your attention. Try focusing on one task at a time, fully engaged. Whether it's writing an email or washing dishes, give it your full presence. You'll find the task becomes more enjoyable and often quicker too. 4. Mindful pauses. Throughout your day, pause intentionally. Take a few deep breaths. Check in with your body and mind. Notice any tension or distraction. These mini breaks reset your awareness and reduce stress. 5. Walking meditation. Even a short walk can become a moving meditation. Feel each step grounding you. Notice the sensations in your feet. Tune into the sights, sounds, and smells around you. Walking mindfully transforms ordinary moments into opportunities for presence. 6. Digital mindfulness. Our devices often pull us into distraction loops. Set gentle boundaries. Turn off notifications during focused work. Take tech-free moments, or practice mindful scrolling. Bring awareness to how and why you use technology. 7. Evening reflection. Before sleep, spend a moment reflecting on your day. What moments did you feel truly present? Where did your mind wander? Offer yourself gratitude for your efforts, no matter how small. These mindful habits aren't about perfection. They are invitations, gentle reminders to return to yourself. Remember, mindfulness is a practice, not a destination. Some days will flow smoothly. Others will challenge you. That's part of the journey. The more you cultivate these habits, the more naturally presence unfolds. Your life becomes less about rushing and more about being. Less about reacting and more about responding. Less about surviving and more about thriving. And the beauty is, you don't need extra time or special conditions. Mindfulness fits right into your life, right now, in this very moment. In the journey of mindfulness, there is one essential art that stands as both challenge and liberation: the art of letting go. Letting go. A phrase that sounds simple, yet holds profound meaning. We carry so much: expectations, regrets, worries, attachments. These weights pile up silently, shaping how we experience our lives. But what does it truly mean to let go? Is it forgetting, ignoring, giving up? Letting go is a conscious choice to release the grip of what no longer serves us, to free ourselves from the chains of clinging, to embrace the present moment with openness and trust. The Buddha taught that attachment is the root of suffering. We cling to ideas, people, outcomes, even identities. When these are threatened or lost, pain arises. But when we practice letting go, we don't lose ourselves. Instead, we find ourselves in the spaciousness beyond craving. Imagine holding a handful of sand. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. But if you open your hand gently, the sand stays. This is the paradox of letting go. It's not about force or denial. It's about gentle release and acceptance. Letting go begins with awareness, noticing where we cling and why. Are you holding on to past mistakes, fears of the future, or judgments about yourself? Are you resisting change, grasping for control, or trapped in stories that no longer serve you? Mindfulness gives us the tools to meet these patterns with kindness. You might feel fear or grief arise as you face the need to let go. This is natural. Emotions flow like waves. Allow them to wash through without drowning in them. One Zen story tells of a monk who carried a heavy burden on his back. A traveler asked, "Why do you carry such a load?" The monk replied, "It's my attachment." When he let go, he walked lighter and freer. This story reminds us, letting go is not a one-time event. It's a continuous practice, a daily invitation. Here are some mindful ways to cultivate the art of letting go. Observe your attachments. Notice what you're holding on to tightly and ask why. Practice non-judgmental awareness. See your thoughts and feelings as passing clouds, not permanent truths. Use the breath as an anchor. With each exhale, imagine releasing tension and clinging. Embrace impermanence. Remember that all things change. Holding on to the unchangeable is a source of suffering. Cultivate trust. Trust that life flows, and you have the strength to navigate its currents. Letting go creates space for peace, creativity, and true freedom. It allows you to respond to life's challenges with grace rather than resistance. And as you practice letting go, you deepen your connection to the present moment. Because the present is all we truly have. After all the twists and turns on this mindful journey, the moments of struggle, discovery, and growth, we arrive at a place both familiar and profound. Coming home to yourself. In the busyness of life, we often lose sight of this sacred home, the quiet space within where true peace resides. We get swept up by endless to-do lists, worries about the future, or regrets from the past. But beneath it all, your essence remains unchanged, waiting to be rediscovered. Mindfulness is the key that opens the door back to this place. It's not about fixing or becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you already are, a being of infinite worth and inherent peace. Throughout this journey, you've learned to notice the invisible weight of stress. You've rediscovered the present moment, the only reality that truly exists. You've transformed stress into a teacher, cultivating mindful habits to navigate life's challenges. You've embraced the art of letting go, freeing yourself from what no longer serves you. And now, you stand at the threshold of a new way of being. Coming home to yourself means embracing all that you are, your light and shadow, your strengths and vulnerabilities. It means meeting yourself with compassion and acceptance. It means knowing that no matter what storms arise, the core of who you are is steady, grounded, and whole. This is the heart of mindfulness. It's a gentle invitation to live with openness, kindness, and presence, to savor the beauty in ordinary moments, to find grace in imperfection, to connect deeply with yourself and others. When you come home to yourself, you also come home to life itself. You begin to see that every breath, every step, every smile is a miracle. That life's true richness lies not in accomplishments or possessions, but in the quality of your attention, the depth of your connection, and the fullness of your heart. This journey is ongoing. There will be days of clarity and days of confusion, moments of peace and moments of challenge, but each step is a step toward freedom. So, take a deep breath. Feel the ground beneath you. Remember, you are here now, fully alive, fully present. Coming home to yourself is the greatest gift you can give, and it's always within reach. Thank you for walking this path with me. May your days be filled with mindfulness, compassion, and joy, and may you always find your way back home.